Alright, Shalom. I want to start off with giving all praise, all honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakadash, the honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the whole fellek. I'm the brother Hanaya, coming back with another quick video video. Now, topic that I want to be talking about today is don't let it be said twice. Something to learn of from the past. Now, without further ado, let's get started. This is 1 Kings 13 and 11. Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel, and his sons came and told him all the works that the man of Yahweh Shemashah had done that day in Bethel, the words which he had spake unto the king. Them they told also to their father. So there was this prophet that the Most High sent him to do work in Bethel and to tell the king what he needs to know, right? Prophecy, right? And then there was sons that saw what happened, or that saw all the works that prophet did, right? And they went to their father, and boom, they told him like, hey, this man is this, that. He prophesied, he did this, he did that, he talked to the king and stuff like that. So that's the context. Now let's read it again. Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel, and his sons came and told him all the works that the man of Yahweh Shemashah had done that day in Bethel, the words which he had spoken unto the king. Them they told also to their father. So yeah, and their father said unto them, what way went he? For his sons had seen what way the man of Yahweh Shemashah went, which came from Judah. Now, yeah, so their fathers, not their fathers. So the sons that told their father like, this prophet, he spoke to the king. Look at all these things that he did, right? The father asked them back, and he said like, what way did he go? Because what way did he go? Because he came from Judah, right? He came from Judah into Bethel, and then they asked like, where did he go after that? Because after that prophet was done, it was said, Yahweh said to him, it was by the word of Yahweh, he said to the prophet like, don't go back, don't return back, don't eat there, don't drink there. When you're done, start moving again. Don't look back, don't go back. And we gonna see what happened. So let's read it again. And their father said unto them, what way went he? For his sons had seen what way the man of Yahweh Shemashah went, which came from Judah. And he said unto his sons, saddle me the ass. So they saddled him the ass, and he rode thereon. So the father of the sons that told him like, hey, there's a prophet, now he's saddling, or he saddled with his ass, and then he started looking for him. He started looking for that prophet, right? And went after the man of Yahweh Shemashah. So he was looking for him, he was searching for him, right? And found him sitting under an oak. And he said unto him, art thou the man of Yahweh Shemashah that camest from Judah? And he said, I am. So the man on the saddle, right, that was sitting on the ass, it's like that was sitting on the ass, he asked that prophet that came from Judah, right, that spoke to the king. He asked him like, are you the man of Yahweh Shemashah that came from Judah? And the other prophet said, yes, I am. Verse 15. Then he said unto him, come with me and eat bread. So that prophet, that prophet or that man, the father of their sons, right? The father of the sons, he asked like, come back with me, come eat at my house, come drink, eat bread, stuff like that. And the prophet that was sitting under the oak, that was talking to the king, right? That was talking to the king. said, and he said, I may not return with thee, nor go in with thee, neither will I eat bread nor drink water with thee in this place. So that prophet that was under the oak, right? That was sitting under the oak, he told that other guy, or that other prophet, like, I can't go back with you. I can't go back with you, nor can I drink and eat bread in this place, or drink water, right? For it now that prophet that was sitting under the oak and said this from verse 16, he's gonna say, for it was said to me by Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. So it was said to him by Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, thou shalt eat no bread nor drink water there, nor turn again to go by the way that thou camest. So Yahweh Bashim Yahshai told him before he even went to that place, like, hey, don't eat there, don't drink water there, and don't return the same way that you came from there, right? Don't go the same way you entered in that place in Bethel, right? Nor turn again to go by the way that thou camest. He said unto him, I am a prophet. So the man that was on the ass, right? He heard what the prophet said in verse 16 and 17. Now his response is, he said unto him, I am a prophet, also as thou art. So he said the man on the ass, right, that was looking for that prophet, he said, like, his response was, I am also a prophet, just like you are, right? And an angel spake unto me by the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, saying, bring him back with thee into thy house. So the man that was sitting on the ass, right, he told him, like, I am also a prophet. And the angel told me from the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai that you need to go back with me. Bring him back with thee. Oh, what is this? Hey, man. Slacking. Yeah. Let me not mark this, actually. Yeah, it's better now. Yeah, so that prophet that was sitting on the ass, he said, like, I'm also a prophet, and the angel told me from the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai that you need to go back with me in my house. Bring him back with thee into thy house, that he may eat bread and drink water. But he lied unto him. So that man that was sitting on the ass, right, that prophet that was sitting on the ass, he lied and said, like, hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai told me, like, you need to go back with me in my house, and you need to eat bread and drink water with in my house. But he lied unto him. But he lied. It was a lie. That prophet that was sitting on the oak, under the oak, he told that prophet that was sitting under the oak, that spoke to the king, like, you need to go back with me. It was the word from Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, and the angel told me and said, you need to go back into my house and eat bread and drink water. But what did Yahweh Bashim Yahshai say? He said, before he even went into Bethel, he told that prophet, like, hey, let's read it again, man. He told him, like, thou shalt eat no bread nor drink water there. Don't eat bread, don't drink water there, nor turn again to go by the way that thou camest. And everything that Yahweh Bashim Yahshai told him not to do, let's see what happened. He did. He did everything that Yahweh Bashim Yahshai told him not to do. So this is why Spirit was on me to make this video, to make this topic. Don't let it be said twice. Something to learn from the past, right? Because this everything that is written is written for our learning. Actually, let me get that scripture. The things that are written. Let me get that scripture actually. Romans 15:4. For whatsoever thing were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. God, so everything that is written for our learning, man. It's written to learn from. Now, back to the story, right? So that prophet that lied to the other prophet that was sitting under the oak, right? He lied to him, and then the prophet that spoke to the king that was sitting under the oak, he said that he didn't say, but he went back with that man that lied to him. Now let's see what happened. Let's see what was gonna happen. Verse 19. So he went back with him and did eat bread in his house and drink water. So he did two things now that the Most High told him not to do. Slaki, he did three things that the Most High told him not to do. Was go back the same way that he returned, eat bread in that place, and drink water at that place. So that's three things. All that YASHAMIAHLA told him not to do, he did. Now let's see what happens. And it came to pass, as they sat at the table, that the word of Yahweh came unto the prophet that brought him back. And he cried unto the man of Yahweh YASHAMIAHLA that came from Judah, saying, Thus said Yahweh, for as much as thou hast disobeyed the word of Yahweh, and hast not kept the commandment which Yahweh thy power commanded thee, but camest back and had eaten bread and drunk water in this place, for of the which Yahweh did say to thee, eat no bread and drink no water, thy carcass shall not come unto the sepulchre of thy father. Now let's read that again. But camest back and had eaten bread and drunk water in the place of the which Yahweh did say to thee, eat no bread and drink no water, thy carcass shall not come into the sepulchre of thy fathers. Now, the word of Yahweh YASHAMIAHLA came to the prophet that lied to that other prophet that said, hey, come back to my house. He told Yahweh YASHAMIAHLA told that prophet that lied to that other prophet. He told him, so he just heard the voice of Yahweh YASHAMIAHLA while they were sitting at the table, and Yahweh YASHAMIAHLA said, and he cried unto the man of Yahweh YASHAMIAHLA that came from Judah, saying, Thus said Yahweh, for as much as thou hast disobeyed the mouth of Yahweh, and hast not kept the commandment which Yahweh thy power commanded thee, but camest back and hast eaten bread and drunk water in the place of which Yahweh YASHAMIAHLA did say to thee, eat no bread and drink no water, thy carcass shall not come unto the sepulchre of thy fathers. And it came to pass, after he had eaten bread and after he had drunk, that he saddled for him the ass, to wit, for the prophet whom he had brought back. So after all that was done, right, he heard Yahweh YASHAMIAHLA saying unto him, hey, you didn't listen, you disobeyed the mouth of Yahweh, you didn't kept the commandment that was told you to keep. Your carcass isn't gonna return, it's not gonna go to the place which your let's read it again. Thy carcass shall not come unto the sepulchre of thy fathers. So, hey, it ain't gonna go where, you know, where when people die, right? Let's actually look up the word separher. What verse was it? 22. Grave, separher, tomb. So YASHAMIAHLA told that prophet, like, hey, your carcass, your body, your carcass, it ain't gonna go to the grave where your fathers go, because you disobeyed the commandment of YASHAMIAHLA, right? You did the things that YASHAMIAHLA told you not to do. Don't let it be said twice. Now, for the prophet whom he had brought back, so after they drunk, after the word of YASHAMIAHLA came unto that prophet that lied to him, and I think YASHAMIAHLA said, "Through that man." Yeah, he did say, "Through that man that lied unto that other prophet." Like, hey, because you did this and did that, you ain't your carcass ain't gonna go to the grave where your fathers are gonna go to, right? And hey, it ain't gonna go to the same way your fathers go to. You disobeyed the commandments. You didn't keep the kept the commandment. You disobeyed the mouth of Yahweh. After that was done, right? He had eaten, drunk. Now that prophet that lied to him settled for him the ass. So he settled the ass for him. So that prophet that was talking to the king that YASHAMIAHLA told him not to eat, not to drink in that place, he settled that ass for that man so he can go about his business, go travel again, after he did the things that the Most High told him not to do. Now let's see what happened. That he settled for him the ass to wit for the prophet whom he had brought back. And when he was gone, a lion met him by the way and slew him, and his carcass was cast in the way, and the ass stood by it. The lion also stood by the carcass. So that prophet was going about his business again, right? Saddling on the ass, not saddling on the ass, riding, yes, riding the ass, right? As he was doing that, he thought like nothing gonna happen or something. He thought like, you know, boom, lion met him, lion slew him, and that lion didn't kill that ass. So you see how spiritual that is. You see how spiritual that is? Normally the lion would kill the ass as well and eat him, right? But that lion only killed that prophet. Why? Because it was YASHAMIAHLA that sent that lion, that gave that lion that spirit to kill that prophet, man, because he disobeyed, right? And as YASHAMIAHLA said, like, hey, your carcass ain't gonna go to the same place your fathers go to, right? It happened. And he slew him, and his carcass was cast in the way. So his carcass was just there on the ground. And the ass stood by it, and the ass stood beside it. He stood by it. And he saw. The lion also stood by the carcass. The lion also stood by the carcass. By that carcass. And behold, men passed by and saw the carcass cast in the way, and the lion standeth by the carcass, and they came and told it in the city where the old prophet dwelt. And behold, men passed by. So men, after a while, men start passing by right? And they saw the carcass cast in the way. So they saw that carcass that was on the ground, and the lion standing by the carcass. So they saw that lion as well, standing by that carcass. And they came and told it in the city where the old prophet dwelt. So they went back to the city and told, like, hey, I just saw a lion there with a carcass, man. You know. Now, moral of the story: don't let it be said twice. You know, when maybe you get a vision or something like that, and hey, the Most High Yahweh Shemashah tells you, like, hey, do this or do that. Hey, don't let it be said twice, man. There are multiple examples. It is just one of the millions of examples of don't let it be said twice, man. You know, just like when we as a whole nation disobeyed Yahweh Shemashah, he told us, like, hey, we gon' Sakya, he is going to set up the basest man, that is Esau Edom, and he's gonna rule over us. And you know what Jake thought back then? This Edomite, man, they couldn't believe it. But look at where we're at now. Y'all know how Jake be, man. Y'all know how Jake be. Jake always wants to I'm gonna say it's a saying that they say in I think it's in Suriname, but also in the Netherlands. Let me see. First see then believe. Yeah, Jake always have that, man. They wanna see first. Well, the elect doesn't have that. YASHARAHLA, we are part of the elect, you know, YASHARAHLA. But most of the Jakes, they wanna first they first wanna see, and then they wanna believe. You know, when, for example, when your parents, when you was a little kid and your parents told you, like, hey, don't do that, and you still did it, you first wanna see what happens before, you know. Eerst zien dan geloven. First see then believe. So your dad tells you, like, hey, or your mother tells you, like, hey, if you take that, I'm gonna grab the belt and gonna whoop you with it. You still do it. You still take that thing off that table that you aren't supposed to do. You wanna see first, then you're gonna believe. Hey, so is it, man. So is it. It's the exact same way with well, not exact, but it's similar the way with how the Most High, how Shai works with us, man. You know, works with the nation of Israel. That's why we went under we went under all the heathen nations. We went into captivity under all these heathen nations, man. Under all of them. Yeah, man. So I want to close it off with 1 Peter 3:17. For it is better, if the will of Yahweh shall be so, that ye suffer for well doing than for evil doing. Now, this scripture wasn't fully it's this part. This part is the main part that is the main focus that I want to be talking about, you know, because you might, for example, what we do now, right? What we do now, we keep the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, right? Now, when we do that, we suffer. It is better to suffer for well doing than for evil doing. Yeah, we suffer right now, you know. We keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, and we suffer for it because of disobedience. Because of disobedience, and now we are basically reaping what we sow, like Galatians 6 and 7 say. We reaping what we sow, right? Let me get it. 6 and 7. Yeah. Be not deceived, Yahweh Shemashah is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Right? We reaping basically what we sow. Under captivity, this is all because of disobedience at the end of the day. Right? And it's like the scriptures say, for the things that are written now are written for our learning, roughly paraphrasing that scripture, Romans, right? It's written for our learning. We learn from it, right? So this is a good example. YASHARAHLA is a good example, actually, of what happens when we disobey or not listen to Yahweh Shemashah, right? As a whole. Because not everyone, for example, not everyone was not everyone deserved what happened to us, right? Well, we all deserve it, but not like, for example, you had in those days you had prophets, apostles, elders, prophets, right, that was doing the work of Yahweh Shemashah, and they still went into slavery, right? And you had other people that disobeyed and didn't want to listen. They acted like they wanted to listen and stuff like that, or they acted like they kept the commandments and stuff like that, but behind closed doors they was just doing evil, right? Now those prophets that listened to Yahweh Shemashah and did the commandments to the best of their ability, they still went into that same boat that those people that claim that they love Yahweh Shemashah and that they keep the commandments do, and that they keep the commandments, they also went into the same boat. So just like how there are Edomites right now that maybe donating and gifting the poor and stuff like that, y'all all are going into slavery. Thus said Revelations, he that leadeth thus said the Bible, Revelation 13 and 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. Come on. You know? It's the same way. Like, it's the same way. Just like you had apostles, you had elders, you had prophets that was pleasing Yahweh Shemashah back in those days, right? They still went into slavery. They still went into that same boat. They still got beaten as much or even worse than those evil people that didn't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, and just acted like they did, right? We went into slavery as a whole. We didn't. Not only 2/3 went into slavery, and then 1/3 was just escaping from this and that. You had things that happened like that, but not like how it was prophesied. Like we all are going into slavery. You had before that. You had different. It was the siege of the Romans, I believe. I believe it was the siege of the Romans, but I don't know for certain. So, but multiple examples, man. Multiple examples. Now, for he that sowed to his flesh of the flesh reap corruption. That's for the people that don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They don't want to listen. They rather listen to the flesh and their fleshly lust. But he that sowed to the spirit of the spirit reap life everlasting. But he that sowed to the spirit of the spirit reap life everlasting. So the prophets, the apostles, the elders, the prophets that went into that same boat, that did, yeah, that went into that same boat, that got whipped as much as them, or that yeah, that was in slavery, just like the people that didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They are still gonna reap life everlasting. You know, there's nothing new under the sun, like the scriptures say. There's nothing new under the sun. You know, Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. God, so there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that happened is gonna happen again. You know, there's nothing new under the sun. You know. Now, back to the point. The prophets that did keep the law of Yahweh Shemashah and stuff like that, they're gonna reap life everlasting. They eventually, when the kingdom comes, they are gonna get besides Yahushai, of course, besides Yahushai, because Yahweh Shemashah is gonna get praised the most. That's a fact, you know, rightfully so too. Then Yahushai is gonna get praised, and then the joint heirs, the elect, starting from the 144,000, and then the 1/3 is after that are going to get praised as well. You know, after Yahushai, of course. And yeah, man, and the prophet's reward, which is salvation, which is escaping these nuclear missiles that World War III is that is gonna happen at World War III. And when Yahushua is gonna come back, he's gonna come back with these chariots as well, right? He's gonna come back with the chariots, which are so-called UFOs, and they are going to they are gonna destroy America. That's first and foremost, and then Gog and Magog. Let me see if I can get it. I'm trying to search where they're gonna want to fight the Lamb. Yeah. So after Yahushua comes back with his chariots, right, we are gonna get beamed up during the time that these lasers, these hot lasers is gonna come out of those chariots, man. So it's gonna be the elect is gonna be scarcely saved. Scarcely saved. I didn't type scarcely good, but it will do. So 1 Peter 4:18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of Yahweh Shemashah commit the keeping of their souls to him in well doing, as unto a faithful creator. God. So Revelation 17:14. These shall make war with the Lamb. Actually, let me start at 13. 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which had received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. Speaking of Europe, right? The NATO. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. So when Yahushua is gonna come back, matter of fact, maybe I need to start at No, so Slack, yeah. No. What did I just do? Yeah. So when Yahushua is gonna come back, they're gonna stop fighting at World War D. They're gonna stop fighting each other, and all their weapons are gonna go pointed to Yahushua, you know, and they're gonna make war with the Lamb, right? These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. God, so Yahushua is gonna overcome them. They ain't gonna win against Yahushua. There's no way, right? As well as Yahushua is gonna come back with thousands upon thousands of chariots, man. The whole sky is gonna light up of chariots, of UFOs. The whole sky is gonna yeah, the whole sky is gonna look like things like this, man. Chariots. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Speaking of, Yahushua is Lord of lords, King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen. Speaking about the elect, and faithful. Speaking about the elect. Verse 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the war sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the war, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Now, verse 15 and verse 16, speaking about the NATO, Europe. The NATO is gonna turn their backs on America, and they're gonna send those missiles straight to America, you know, because you already see right now Europe is fed up with America, his or their bullshit, man. What they be doing? They are fed up with America. Now, I hope this video was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, YASHAMIAHLA, YASHAMIAHLA, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the whole elect. I hope this video was edifying and